Yo, Sanjay Uche here. People giving you a late Sunday night review of Naruto Shippuden episode 490, the second part of Shikamaru's story, his novel adaptations are. I must say though, if you haven't subscribed and enjoy my content, punching that subscribe button actually it helps. I guess. Yeah. But getting right into it, what we have here is another decent episode of Naruto Shippuden. I must say the the anime adaptation of the novels has been doing a great job in portraying, at least if I'm just talking about it from the anime standpoint, because I haven't actually read the novels themselves. But so far, the content in in itself is pretty good. So continuing off last week, the episode really revolves around Shikamaru and Soku and Ro, the two Ambu that was assigned to him, and their attempts at gaining access to the Land of Silence to actually find out more information regarding not only their comrade Sai from the Leaf as well, but all the missing shinobi since the war ended as well. Um, this episode does well in not only characterization, where I guess Soku and Ro are concerned, but of course the, I guess you could say, quote unquote, main character or protagonist of this little mini arc, Shikamaru himself. It helps remind us that Shikamaru he may not be the most powerful ninja like a Naruto or a Sasuke, but he is one of the smartest characters in the show, if not the smartest. Um, and basically, why I say that is that, well, if you've seen the episode, if not, I mean, if you're even keeping up with Naruto and you haven't seen this episode yet, I do recommend it. But basically, the whole plot of essentially Shikamaru and Soku and Ro, they basically had this plan in which they basically pretend that Soku, was it Soku? Yeah, the girl on the team, because I'm mixing up the names at this point. Basically, they would pretend that she was going to defect from the village. She'd betrayed the village in order to fool enemy ninja who may have been in disguise in the surrounding areas that they were patrolling, essentially, and they pretend that she was leaving the village in order for people who were actually guards in the Land of Silence to actually take her in, and by extension allowing them to gain access. Now, of course, it doesn't. That in itself doesn't seem like a big deal in some major genius work. But if you've seen the episode and see how it actually plays out, how convincingly that the characters are actually putting this little act together, it comes off well. And it's, I wouldn't say a double-edged sword, but if both edges of a double-edged sword were beneficial, that's what this episode is as well. As even though Soku, the girl, was pretending that she was leaving the village because the argument was that a lot of ninjas from before have, gotten the chance to prove their worth, and in times of peace, she feels like her abilities and her worth, she has no opportunity to actually, display her skills really and truly, and that ninjas will eventually be replaced, or she'll eventually be not be needed anymore. So, and the fact that to a degree she actually generally possesses these feelings, it it adds how should I say, it brings a message to this episode as well, in that it's a case where in some cases, I guess, you have generation A, right? And then generation A creates generation B, obviously. But in a lot of cases, even in the real world, is that generation B may not truly know the struggles and the blood and sweat that had to be, that was went through by generation A in order for generation B to have what they have. So I saw that as a strong message in this episode, from the relationship between Shikamaru, who had been through the war itself, and Soku, who at this point she wants the action, the she doesn't really want the peace. She wants the excitement to display her skills. So that was a strong message in this episode. Um, the pacing overall is good. I mean, setting all of this up, it was it was actually interesting to see. I mean, for some viewers, probably they may have picked out that that was the plan all along, and that the kid at the bar that eventually ended up being actually a member of the Land of Silence, who actually went ahead and brought in Soku, as I said. Um, they may have guessed that he was actually a ninja undercover, but I mean, even predicting, even going into this episode predicting a lot of things, it's still interesting to see it play out, and it really reaffirms your confidence in Shikamaru as a genius at the end of the day. Otherwise, the pacing, the animation was good. It was okay. I mean, overall, these episodes kind of feel. I think it's really due to the art style, them using the movie based art style from the designs from that movie onwards. Because I mean, it's in the same time frame. Um, the events of Shikamaru's novel take place a little bit before the events of the last Naruto in the movie, actually. But yeah, it might be due to that it just looks the episode just looks visually speaking, it just looks good. It's just good to look at, honestly. The quality has just been pretty consistent ever since the Sasuke's arc that ended recently, which was another good watch. Um, all in all, the episode really ends off after they've successfully infiltrated Land of Silence. They've gained access, and based on the preview for next week, we'll be getting into a bit more building up, because that's what this is doing. It's building up between this team that Shikamaru has and the antagonist, them facing him, which I feel will be a philosophical battle, so to speak. I mean, there will be action, but it's Shikamaru. And with all the things he's gone through, I expect nothing less than some, I wouldn't say talk no jutsu, but the clash of philosophy, essentially, at the end of the day. Um, well, this is it for me, folks. If you like this review and like my content, subscribe for more. Tell me what you think in the comment section below as well. If you've seen the episode or not, let me know as well. But that's all I have for this one, folks. See you in the next one. Well, I feel like, I mean, you've pretty much got the idea what the little generational thing I was speaking about. But that's really stood out to me. But man, I digress. But yeah, see you in the next one, folks. Hope you guys having a good day, morning, night. I don't know, depending on what time you're listening to this.